Hello YouTube, it's me again, and today I'm bringing you a series review. This is a book review, but it's like a book review on a series, and it's actually a trilogy, but it is the Cousins O'Dwyer series by Nora Roberts. I'll have all of these reviews linked down below from my blog, because I have reviewed them on my blog. I've also reviewed them on Goodreads, and there will be links to those in the blog posts if you so desire. Otherwise, there's going to be way too many links in the down bar. Alright, so we're gonna go get started. This series was recommended to me by my godmother. She knows I'm kind of into the kind of witchy sci-fi fantasy things, but she likes Nora Roberts. So that's how she ended up recommending this series to me. Anyway, we'll just go ahead and get started with the first one. The first one is called Dark Witch. The basic premise of this series is that they are kind of romance novels, but I would say that the romance is more so, well, it's hard to tell if it's the subplot or if it's the main plot, because the other things that are going on in the book, I guess the romance novels would be the subplot, because they are finished within the novel, and then the overarching story continues through all three novels. So the romance is, I guess you would call it the subplot. There's a brother and a sister, and then the cousin from America joins them. And so that's why you get Cousins O'Dwyer, even though not all of them are cousins. Anyway, so the first one starts with the American cousin. And she's the one who finds romance in the first novel. And they go through, all the regular struggles that romance couples do in romance novels. They can't trust each other or whatever. They jump into things too fast, or, just silly little things. The overarching story is what's actually kind of interesting, at least when you're getting introduced to it in the first book. So things are quite interesting in the first book. You're getting to know the characters. You're getting to have a feel for what exactly they're fighting, because they are witches. They aren't what you would say like witches are in real life, because they can actually, you can see the physical manifestations of what they're doing. And with real life witchery, you don't see the physical manifestations. You don't see the sparkly stars and the glowing swords and all these other things that happen throughout the novels. Modern witchcraft is actually a lot more subtle than that. So that's not exactly believable, but it's nice to have that physical interpretation while you're reading the story, so you can kind of see what's happening. So anyway, these three cousins are fighting an evil sorcerer, and with each book they attempt to get rid of him. And because there's 3 books, it takes them 3 tries. That's not really a spoiler, because, hey, there's 3 books, and if they killed him in the first one, why would you have 2 more? So anyway, The Dark Witch is about the American cousin. Brand new character comes into a environment where all the other characters are established. So that's what's going on with this one. The second one is called Shadow Spell. The first one was Dark Witch, if you didn't know. So anyway, carry on with The Dark Witch. Okay, so the second one goes on to focus on the brother. And this is the Irish brother, the one that's already been there. You can kind of see where things were going to head in the first book after you meet all the characters. So, quite obviously, the brother falls in love with the only other lady that is not his relative. Duh. So that's where this one ends up. It's basically one of those things where they were friends and started out as very good friends and never even thought that they would ever end up romantically together, and then one day things change and, oh hey, they're in bed together now. That was kind of cool. So they worked through what didn't work in their first attempt against the evil sorcerer, and they learned more about him and more about his past. So It's not as interesting as the first one because you already know what's kind of going on. The romance is actually a little bit more interesting as they try to figure out, is this really what we want to do? Are we ruining our friendship? Are we just, you know, that kind of thing? It's basically, are they going to ruin their friendship by making it more than friendship? And of course, by the end, they realize that, hey, we're not ruining our friendship. And they try again on the sorcerer, this time with the help of their ancestors, which is kind of cool. But obviously that doesn't work out because there is a third novel, and the third novel is blood magic. Now this one revolves around the sister, who is kind of the head witch. She kind of directs everybody. She's the one that's got all the knowledge. But the one she ends up with is sort of a descendant of the evil sorcerer that they're trying to fight. And he's been helping them all along. I mean, he's been one of their friends that ends up in this environment. And she's really kind of dumb when it comes to the romance aspect, because she's already forgiven him because of who he is. I mean, they didn't find out that he was this evil sorcerer's descendant until after they'd been together the first time, and so she hated him for that. But then she realized it's not his fault. He's not the enemy. And she's forgiven him for all that, but she still tells herself she can't be with him because she's got all this responsibility on her shoulders. Which I find kind of stupid, but whatever. They resolve all that. They also end up figuring out how to kill the evil sorcerer, who's not really human, which is something they found out because they've been trying to kill a human sorcerer, and he's not human. Well, he's not entirely human because he's bonded with something else. And that's when they start figuring it out in this novel. So this novel is kind of interesting because it's the conclusion of the entire arc. But the romance is kind of dumb. Like I said, they've been together before, and she's got this whole host of baggage that's stopping her from doing it. And it's just, I guess I don't like the romance of this one very much. But I do like the ending of the story, overarching story in this one. So, if I had to pick a favorite, I'd say the first one's my favorite, because you getting to know all the characters. The romance is pretty darn good. But the overarching plot is just getting started. So yeah, this would be my favorite one. So if you like this one, well, I'd say it's a pretty good series altogether. But it is one of those where you have three relatives and 3 romance stories. So I don't like that. I guess one of the things I don't like is that it took 3 tries for them to figure out how to kill the bad guy. I don't care for that part. I guess I just don't like that she took that long to get her characters to the point where they knew how to vanquish him. Like, they could have figured it out a long time ago, I think. Because, like I said, the head witch, the girl cousin, the girl sister, she's very smart. So I don't know why she didn't get it figured out much earlier. But yeah, I like the family theme, because there's a lot on family, there's a lot on ancestry, and respecting your ancestors, and family ties, and even family that's not your family, that's not blood related, is still family. I like those themes. So yeah, it's a pretty good series. I'm glad my godmother recommended it to me. I'm happy I've read it. As with most books, there's things I like and things I don't like, but the majority of things from this series I did like. So if you're interested in family ties, witchcraft, a little bit of romance, a little bit of supernatural, then yeah, give it a shot. Especially if you're a Nora Roberts fan. I mean, she's written tons and tons of books, and I've read quite a few of them. And you can probably find a few more of the reviews on my blog if you... Excuse me. If you do click the links to my book reviews on my blog, I do tag my posts with the author. So if you click on the author tag, Nora Roberts, on the blog post, you'll find all of the reviews I've done by Nora Roberts, and I've done a couple others other than this series. So there's that. Yeah, I know there's a lot of I'm trying to say, I guess I'm promoting my blog on this video, but hey, it's there if you want to go read it. If not, pretty much giving you everything I've written in my blog post reviews about these books in this video. So take what you want from there. If you want to go read my blog posts, you can. Other than that, I like this series. You should check it out if you're at all interested. And I will leave this video at that. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.